Hello, Sleepy Godzilla Coffee here, and I am going to get into very quickly my new list I'm going to try to take to my next match, hopefully sooner than later. This list is at 1980 points, no enhancements, and I think I'll do the combined arms attachment just because you get the sustained hits against infantry, you get sustained hits against infantry, and vehicles pretty much get sustained hits against vehicles. So moving right along, I have up in the front, and this is kind of the formation I would like to run, and I'll kind of tell you why I run this the way I do. Well, I do like this. I'm going to. Leading off technically will be this Scout Sentinel right here, and so all of these guys have a Scout. So like this is a Scout Sentinel, this is a Chimera, this is a Chimera, and this is a Chimera. And embarked in those Chimeras are Kasrkin, and Engineer Squad, which all have remote mines, right? And they all have the scouting ability. So I'll be able to, before turn 1, be able to dump all this right here onto wherever I need it to be, right? And these Chimeras are not easy to take down, you know what I mean? Like they can, but are they gonna delete all this right here at once? And if they do, like, okay, next turn, when I get my CP back, I might not use any command points, and I'll just bring the Kasrkin back with reinforcements. With combined arms, I can do that. And on these Chimeras, I have double flamer, and also for firing deck with the Kasrkins, I have Melta and Flamer. So they have the capacity for anti-swarm for the double flamer because they both carried flames, but they also have a lot of anti-vehicle because each vehicle does have the hunter killer, but it also has the anti-mine, and these are like 3, 6. It's 2 D3 mortal wounds, I believe it is, for the Kasrkin, and the same with the engineers, but they get a 3 plus D3, right? So theoretically it could be 6, 12, 18, mortal wounds, just with their melta mines and everything like that they got going on. Moving along, the front line wave, I guess, would be these guys don't have scout right here. This is a armored sentinel, and I have him just heavy flamer. They're saw, you can use in melee. They're pretty good for like screening, blocking, whatever. And I also have the Hellhound, which I didn't use the flame. I have the chem cannon, which is more like anti-tank or whatever, which is kind of cool. Honestly, like what I found with the Hellhound is I tried just to have him move and advance in a direction that I just expect him to explode, because he has that D6 deadly demise, and it pops and does the mortal wounds that you need to do on certain units that are like have like a 2-up, and you're like trying to get that 2-up. So yeah, there you go. Following this like little wave, and like kind of back would be my and this is like my next little combo I've got right here. It's not like combo, but we'll try it out. Is like my I have to get in there. My subductors, and behind the subductors I have my Deathcore Creed guys. And the reason being is I wanted to take a lot of infantry, like but the Deathcore Creed guys, they have that medic behind them. So like the subductors can take the wounds, and like the Deathcore Creed guys, if they do take any wounds, they can like support each other, right? And they can get some guys back, so they're kind of like harder to kill. This little blob right here. And then like the next wave, I guess, consistent to in support of this group right here, will be just a Chimera with Kasrkin, Cadian shock troops, and they're just going to try to sticky objectives, because remember, Cadian shock troops have sticky, so they can go get it objective, whatever, pop it, whatever. Behind them, and hopefully screening for my commander, would be my Vanquisher commander, Leman Russ commander. I guess I was going to get into my Rough Riders, but I'll do my commander first. And he's got double Belta heavy flamer. I guess it's a take-all list, but like he can give 2 orders, so whatever. Screening him, I have the Attilan Rough Riders, which is I think one of my favorite units. Just they're so powerful. 20 wounds, 2 wounds apiece. Once you get in there, they can fall back and retreat and shoot, or excuse me, and charge. Retreat and charge, which is I think super powerful against, like, because they have like the Melta, like that Melta attack 9, and yeah, they can just fall back and charge. It's really good. And also, by the way, moving along, I also have a full like blob of infantry. So we got the full 20 guardsmen, Cadian shock troops, 20 Cadian shock troops. I have the command squad. I have regimental standard, plasma, medic, and in this guardsman I have Melta plasma. I believe I have Melta and flamer. I probably shouldn't have that flamer, but you know, we'll see if we replace him with a crack launcher, but he just looks cool with the gear. Lastly, I have a Cadian Castellan in there, and which I say that in the conjunction with the Rough Riders, because the Castellan, like, and Mordian had a good point with the, like, how you can put the Power Fist. I just didn't have a lot of Power Fist, and I just don't like the way the Power Fist looks. I think the Power Weapon, the sabers are pretty cool, and he's got the Power Saber right there. And so, like, they can fall back and shoot. It's like, I forget what the exact name is, but with the Castellan, it's an ability to have. And yeah, man, that's like kind of like pretty powerful. Like, you got a lot of like DACA going on, but they're pretty squishy. So like, I'm hoping these guys can absorb it, and these guys can kind of punch back with the support of moving along. Red Eagle. Let's see if he's Red Eagle. Is this Red Eagle? Or you're not even Red Eagle. First off, Red Eagle's supposed to be running here. Yeah, this is Red Eagle. Okay, perfect. Red Eagle, excuse me. Red Eagle is supporting just take orders, and I just think they're a great unit to like push forward, whatever the case may be. Hydra 95 points, you don't care. And they have 72-inch range, so you can see across the board, do whatever you need to do, and they have 100 killer. Lastly, I will be supported my artillery with 2. Alright guys, just finishing up my army list here for you. Kind of wanted to just, like, these guys should be a little bit more painted properly and textured. I'm not like the master painter, you know, hopefully I'll get better in time, but I'm really in it for just like the mechanics and the lone guardsman, you know, like I really like the tournament aspect of it. Although I'm slightly inexperienced, I kind of got like my feet wet, like I'm at my 10 game mark, which is, some guys have hundreds of battles and that's fine, right? So I kind of shy away from the field artillery. Excuse me, any artillery. I know it's very anti-guard of me, but I like having more units up front. I think it's cool just to hit them back. You know, everyone's like, oh, you take artillery? No, we're just gonna, long story short, I'm taking artillery this round. So what we got here is 2 bombast, 1 unit of field ordnance batteries equipped with the bombast field guns. And this fell off because anyone with kids will understand what I'm talking about. And so these guys have a strength 7, ballistic skill of 6, and they have a D5, or excuse me, D6 attack. So you're wounding Space Marines on 3s, right? But the problem with this is they have indirect. So you're going to be -1 to hit. So let's say you guys keep your bombast field ordnance stationary, right? You're going to get +1 ballistic skill. No, so you're going to get +1 attack roll. And then let's say you have a Castellan or someone, Krieg, who's going to reorder them and give them take aim, which increases your ballistic skill by 1. So it's going to negate that -1 to hit, and you're going to heavy and take aim are going to stack, so you're going to be pretty much wounding on 4s. But let's see how many attacks you can get. And this is why I want to try out the artillery, just because the sheer number of volume attacks, which maybe it's a broken game mechanic in Games Workshop, but 6 is still hit. And I mean, like, yeah, but if you roll enough dice, you might get a 6. So, like, let's see what happens. So I have 2 D6 attacks for my bombast field guns. Let's just see what happens. So it's 7 attacks. 7 attacks. So let me get 7 dice. 4, 6. So I have 7 dice, right? And I'm hitting my guys on the Space Marines. Let's say I have some Space Marines out there. I'm hitting them on 4s, right? Nothing. And see, it'd be like that, though. It'd be like that. That'd be 40k right there. That's a 40k roll if I ever saw one. Okay, so that's it. They shot. Now let's get my mortar pit. And this is kind of why I'm starting to see the benefit of heavy or field artillery, just because of the sheer amount of volume of attacks you're going to get. So these guys each have a D6 attack. So let's see how many attacks we're going to get. Now the problem with the mortar pit, these guys only have strength 5. So let's see how many attacks we're going to get. That's 9, 10, 11. 11 attacks. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 11 attacks. Now, I gave them the order of take aim, so that brings their ballistic skill down to 4, because they hit on 5s. And then they have heavy. These guys have heavy, and that brings down to 3, but it's indirect, so we're hitting on 4s. So 11 attacks, hitting on 4s. There we go. Okay. And this is what I was talking about, just throwing a lot of numbers. I could, yeah, one of these bound to hit. So this is where the field ordnance battery would probably shine better than the mortar pit. Of course, you're paying a little bit extra for the AP -1. So this field ordnance battery has an AP -1, so we bring their save hit down. So with my strength 5 and the Space Marines strength 5, I'm de-wounding on 4s. So let's see how many wounds I get. 4 wounds, and I mean they have, like, let's say you have a 2-3 up armor save, okay, but like, you know, for some Zergling, Hormagaunts, Termagants, you know, the little, like, I mean, there's a lot of volume of fire that go through, and I mean, it's 65 points. You keep them in the backfield, you know, they stay on your home objective, you just keep them back there, and they stick to your home objective. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it does. But yeah, that's my army list, and that's my artillery right there. That's the artillery I'm working with. Probably should be better painted, yada yada, but I wanted to get this list out to you guys before I was able to do a match.